is the Neon Tarantino, the director Derek Dillinger.
And Katie Arquette, the leading lady of the production.
And we're live. No second takes, no reshoots.
And you're watching the Main Event Wrestling Network.
Cut.
It's Championship Sunday on the Dusty Finish. Come on. We are here. We are celebrating the Knicks
Chicago White Sox
championship.
first place.
The first time in 53 years. I have not celebrated since I was a child for any of my teams. Welcome, everybody, to the end of the best week ever. It is
54 years. I think Jay Gold was in high school 54 years ago.
Listen, it is the Dusty Finish, and it is a celebratory day because it is Paperclip Mike's birthday.
That's right. Happy birthday, bud.
So
How
let's
you feeling?
introduce the esteemed panel of the Dusty Finish, and we are going to start with one of the members of the BWO. It's the birthday boy, Paperclip Mike. Mike?
Guys, stop. I did get myself a little something for my birthday.
Oh yeah, what's that?
The LWO Eddie Superstars line.
That's nice.
It's got the mullet. It's mullet Eddie and everything. That's what I got me.
That's how you treat yourself, right? You got to treat yourself.
Treat yourself.
Exactly.
Treat
You understood
yourself.
that reference.
I'm also now apparently huge into He-Man because I saw that movie last week and it was phenomenal.
Oh, it was great, wasn't it? I
Oh, it was
absolutely loved every second of it.
Yeah, I watched the cartoon as a kid and I'm like, I guess I'm all in on He-Man now. So we're adding that to stuff for me to collect and watch.
That's right. I don't know why it got such a bum rap. It is actually awesome. I enjoyed that movie
Yeah, it was like
very much.
even if
Yeah.
you weren't a fan of He-Man, like as a movie, it was fantastic.
Yep. So I'm glad to have you, and we're going to go down to the box below you, and we're going to go into the man himself, the Iron Man of the Main Event Network, Tino.
How we doing, guys?
Oh, thanks, Tino. Way to match the energy.
Hey, I appreciate. I'm trying. Hey, I can't be as excited as you. My team hasn't won a championship in a while.
Yeah.
They're in first place, so that's excited as I can get. So
Tino, I don't know what
I'm
that's
just
like
happy to
because
be
this is
here.
title town over here. I have no idea what it's like to
yeah.
never win anything because
You
all
should
we do
be
is
thinking
win in this town.
Danhausen is what you
You
should
should be
doing.
thinking Danhausen.
That's
He's
what
right.
should really be happening. Is Knicks
I
fans
did. I
should be
got-
bowing down.
I got a Danhausen T-shirt that says
Hey, Dan,
Brunson
that
Brunsonhausen.
shirt's pretty cool.
And
I kind of want to buy it.
Nixhausen shirt? Is that the one
It
you're
says
talking
it
about?
says Brunsonhausen, and it has Danhausen doing the 3 across his face. It's
Who
awesome.
who said we can't smoke on camera, GBH? Is that a YouTube thing?
Yeah,
He ain't
who
smoking.
said that?
That's a cigar. Who cares? It's the
Yeah,
Dusty Finish.
GBH, you know what we doing on Tuesday morning,
Oh.
man.
Wake and bake on camera.
And with that, we're gonna go over to Tino's right, well, stage right, which is left on the screen. It is the boss man of the Main Event Network, Mr. OTM Kyle. Welcome.
I decided to show up. I didn't think I was going to be here on time, but I did make it. Very eventful Sunday over here. I got nothing exciting to report because the St. Louis Cardinals lost a series to the Minnesota Twins, who are garbage. So,
Wow.
yeah, I am happy to be here, though, because I have a lot of frustrations directed at NXT hate. So that's a little tease for later.
So I'm glad that you brought the topics today, boys. As we know, the Dusty Finish, it is a round the horn format. We're going to give everybody 9 minutes on the clock, and we are going to talk over the topics of the week as we wrap it all up. And because the birthday boy has a busy evening, we are going to go to him first. Paperclip Mike, you are on the clock, my friend.
Okay, now, yeah, as everybody knows, this is basically my favorite show to do. I always come with the heat, the hot stuff, like the marathon. I talked about how ROH should shut down, and I've talked about several things. I'm actually going to say something nice about this. I honestly think, because we're all sports fans here, obviously, we were just talking about it. The greatest sport in the world, legitimately, I think, is professional wrestling. It's the greatest source of entertainment because we've had just this year we had the Indiana do one hell of a comeback player of the year. We had the Knicks just last night. The World Cup is doing some crazy stuff. The thing is with sports, you can't guarantee that you're going to have an amazing story, a good storyline, whatever. Wrestling, like, you want a cartoon, there's wrestling. You want a comic book movie, there's wrestling. You want, like, look what Danhausen did for the Knicks. like kayfabe aside, the stuff, the publicity that he's been getting, one, absolutely, I think they made the right call picking up Danhausen, because the stuff he's been doing he's been there less than 4 months,
Uh-huh.
and he's the top seller. He got his blimp, by the way. I don't know if anybody saw that WrestleMania. He got his blimp.
I was there. I was there for the blimp. I saw the blimp in person, Mike.
And for people that don't know this, there's legit like 24 blimps in the world, and they were able to get one for him. But it's just like, I've been able to laugh my ass off. I've cried. I've hugged strangers in bars over wrestling, over the ending of WrestleMania 20 that I can't talk about anymore. We watched that live. Like, I've been watching it since the mid-'80s. Basically, I've been watching it since the year WrestleMania came out. It is, honestly, one of the most, and I love movies. We were just talking about this before the thing. I just saw He-Man last week. It's a phenomenal movie. Wrestling is something that, when done right, can give you He-Man levels of excitement every week. And we talk about the tribalism, which I think is a load of horse shit. There's so many different styles of wrestling. You got the story, character-driven stuff with WWE. AEW is basically what's left of Super Indies. Super Indies don't exist anymore. The closest we have right now is AEW. If you don't like that, you have TNA. If you don't like that, you have your indies. I was just at an indie show on Thursday that I go to about once a month up in Michigan. Shout out IWR. We saw our boy Sam Beal. He's gonna be he's one of the big guys there. He shout out the IWR US champion. Our boy Sam Beal's there. But like, and not just brands of wrestling. If you don't like I love technical stuff, chain wrestling. If you don't like that, there's comedy wrestling. If you don't like that, there's ultra-violent wrestling. I'm not an ultra-violent guy. It's not for me. But there's people that love death matches. Or like, if it wasn't for wrestling, none of us would be here right now. If it wasn't for wrestling, I legit would not have met my best friend. That we've been best friends for 25 years. We started talking at work because we love wrestling. Like, the people that I've met and got to work with because of wrestling. We disagree. Like, everybody's favorite wrestler is different, but yet it's always the right answer.
So
like my
opinions can't be wrong.
So
Yeah.
Mike, I'll give you something, Mike, to kind of sit on here. Wrestling itself, yes, wrestling is great. It's great.
Mm-hmm.
The thing about it that makes it so great in our day and age, regardless of when we were younger, because it wasn't the same.
No.
Wrestling is always on. Even when your teams are the worst. When my teams stink up the joint, I put on wrestling.
Yep.
Even during COVID, the one bastion of live activity that I could actually continue to enjoy when they were stopping people from breathing on each other was professional wrestling. It is always on. It's always there. I used to talk about it with John Thorne over at AIW. All I want is for it to stay there for my kids, for my grandkids. That's the key to wrestling, is that in the world we live in now, it's one of the only entertainment mediums that is always there when you need it. And it's on almost every night. And it doesn't matter if your team is in last place. It doesn't matter if you have a bad day. You can put wrestling on. And that is the best part about it, as opposed to it doesn't always have to be good, because it's not.
No,
but even when it's bad,
sometimes bad wrestling is fun to watch.
Yep, even when it's bad, it's good. And that is the key to pro wrestling. I'm going to drop down to Mr. OTM for his next comment on that one.
Mute.
I lost Kyle. Kyle, you're on mute.
I mute myself while other people are talking because I want to respect them. You know, that's how we do it over here at the Dusty
Respects
Finish.
his elders.
But no, I love what you're saying, because everybody has this. They have social media. Everybody has social media nowadays, and they feel like that since they have social media, that they're able to give their opinion on everything. I need to tell wrestling fans that just because it's your opinion, it doesn't make it right. And I think that's what you're ultimately getting at too, Mike, with wrestling fans. It's like, there is something for everybody out there. I can guarantee you, even if you're a casual wrestling fan, you're going to resonate with an indie. There's an indie out there for you for sure. So I love what you're saying.
Or like even like fans of like one of my best friends from work doesn't watch wrestling. She knows who Rhea Ripley is. She loves Rhea Ripley. Like it's like wrestling has permeated. I'm going to use the big word here. Permeated the zeitgeist. I'm using big words tonight. But it's just like my mom knows who Kurt Angle is. She doesn't watch wrestling. One of my best friends, she loves Rhea Ripley. Doesn't watch wrestling. Wrestling has gotten to a point, and I think like we had the Rock and Wrestling era, we had the Attitude Era. I think we're in an era now. It's not going away because of like social media, YouTube, and the stuff like that. Like, yeah, we had like the wrestlers doing the TV shows and the movies back in the day. You didn't have the YouTubes and the social medias and stuff. Like a social media, as bad as it is as a wrestling fan, like I've said, the worst part about being a wrestling fan is the wrestling fans.
True.
But at the same time, social media has done nothing but good for wrestling because of like it's like I can go on YouTube right now and I can look up, like I looked it up when I was on my old podcast, Bruiser Brody, Ric Flair from '82. I can watch that whole match right now if I want to. I don't have to. Where like tank treating used to be a thing. I wasn't a part of it, but that used to be a thing. Like I could watch whatever, or like one of my like I love comedy wrestling. I think if done right, it's hilarious. Like I think we just literally talked about it. Danhausen's one of the biggest names in not just wrestling, like legitimately on television, and he's hilarious. Is he for everybody? No. Just like I just said, like I'm not a big ultra violent fan. I'm the kind of guy that if you're going to give me a street fight, death match, whatever, I want to have a story behind it as opposed to death match tournaments are not my thing.
Same.
But there's guys that love, like GCW or the No Holds Bar that used to be the ICW or whatever. They do great stuff with that. That's what they're known for. That's not for me, but that doesn't mean other people don't love it. It's like fucking wrestling's like Baskin Robbins. You're gonna find your flavor of wrestling. You're gonna find the people that love that flavor of wrestling.
Great.
And I
Love
think
that comparison.
yeah, like sports. Like we just said, like bad wrestling is still fun to watch. All of us have been sports fans for many, 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 many years. When our sports teams suck, it's not fun to watch. I'm a 49ers fan. I went through the Tim Rattays. I went through all the 2 and 14s. Like, bad sports is painful.
It is.
You know who knows bad sports? Tino. He knows bad sports.
Like look at Tino. Like he's physically
there he is
right now.
What's up? How are we doing?
Hey, he's got a first place baseball team now.
I
all
do
right?
for once. Now, first time in 5 years, I'll take it.
Tino, give me your thoughts on the on Mike's
Sacrificing
point here.
some demons. And no, I mean, yeah, I agree with you guys. I think there's a different type of feeling that wrestling has always given me, and it's always for me. It's been my comfort since I've started watching it. That no matter what, wrestling has always been there. As you guys know, my sports teams, the White Sox are the worst team in modern day history. The Bears have not been very good, and that's been my life a lot. So, and even when I've been like going through stuff in just my life in general, the one thing I could always go to was wrestling. And it's funny for me, there's times when I watch a show and I'm like, oh yeah, I remember what I was doing around that time. And it was always the wrestling. I'll watch a pay-per-view and I was like, oh yeah, I had a SummerSlam party or whatever. But the one thing I will say to counterpart that, when I see a walk-off or like a game-winning field goal or a game-winning catch or whatever it is, there is a different type of a feeling. Like seeing like a walk-off for the Sox or even being there, it does give me a different type of a feeling. So I think it also just depends what you like. But, I mean, we're wrestling fans. And for me, I mean, wrestling is just that one constant because it doesn't have an off-season. And no matter what, it is always there when like baseball, football, they have their breaks, soccer, whatever it is you're watching. And no matter what, Monday nights, Friday nights, Raw and SmackDown will be there unless something.
And Tina will be there.
I'll be there. What's up?
And Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursdays as well in between.
Nobody takes days off around here, especially Tino. He is the marathon man.
That's why, because wrestling is my comfort and wrestling's always there, so we always got something to do.
Oh, no, he's back. You're back.
All
Don't worry.
All right, Mike, thank you for that point. Are you hanging in here, or are you going out for your birthday?
Probably. I can say about like another 5 minutes.
All right, I'm gonna take the next topic, and I'm gonna I have an idea of how we want to close here tonight. So, My topic is, as we start the clock, the disappointing run. Now that Kyle and I have talked about this now for several weeks, and I have given this a lot of thought, and I have finally figured out why LA Knight cannot get over any further in WWE. And I think it has been proven now. And unfortunately, I think he has been exposed. LA Knight is fantastic on the mic. LA Knight has not had a match, whether it's TNA, whether it's WWE, whether he was Eli Drake or LA Knight, where he has come up big in a big spot in a match. It has nothing to do with his personality. It has nothing to do with him as a person. I just don't. I feel like I have finally figured out why LA Knight is not going to be elevated any further, and why we rally behind him because of his phrase. But I am going with there's something wrong, and we have finally put our finger on it. And I think it is the inability to deliver in the ring in a big spot. And that is honestly, now finally that I see this, I can't take my eyes off it. It's happening now every time. Kyle?
Yeah, this is something that I kind of pointed out to you on the night shift the other day, is that I was a big LA Knight fan. I had the LA Knight merch and everything. I was doing the Yaz. I was all about him winning Money in the Bank a couple years ago. But the flaws are very evident. If you pay attention, you take the blinders off. And I know people are very loyal to wrestlers. I get it. It's just like sports teams. I'm very loyal to my sports teams. And even when they're bad, I'm still going to defend them. That's kind of how wrestling fans are too. And I get it. A lot of people love LA Knight because he's charismatic. He can go on the microphone. There's no doubt about that. He can carry his own in a promo. He can, handle a crowd. He's good on the mic. When he steps into the ring, that's when you see the flaws. It's not big flaws. It's not glaring flaws. But there are little things here and there in the match, the nuances of the match, where it just feels clunky to me. And I agree with you. I don't see LA Knight as a world champion. I know that you might disagree, somebody on the show, and I know somebody watching might disagree, but I think it's the truth. LA Knight is not main event material.
No.
Mike?
No, I agree. Like, once again, love LA Knight. Like, I love a guy that can talk on the microphone, because either you can do it or you can't. It's hard to teach that. And I think, like, there's guys that plateau, like, they're meant to be mid-card, mid-high, the high mid-card, your U.S. champion, which is nothing wrong with that. There's guys that have built their careers around being the Intercontinental United States area. Like, you can make a Hall of Fame career. And I was just watching documentaries because the WWE has their vault, all the documentaries. Two of the greatest of all time never won the world title. Piper and Hennig. Two of my all-time favorites. Never won the world title. They didn't need to, but the difference between them and LA Knight is all three of them fantastic on the microphone. I think Curt Hennig's kind of underrated on the microphone.
Uh-huh.
But they could go. They could wrestle. Curt Hennig, I think, is one of the best technical ones. Yeah. They don't feel personal. Like, once again, when we talk about watching old stuff, Bret Hart, Curt Hennig, SummerSlam 91, when Bret won the IC title, you felt something when he won that match. Mm-hmm. When Bret Hart won that match and that was strapping the rocket to him, you felt that. Piper, when he retired the first time at WrestleMania 3, you felt that. Whenever he came back, you felt that. Matter of fact, in Nitro, Curt Hennig perfect plex the Giant on Nitro. You felt that.
Yep.
When LA Knight wrestles, and I don't want to knock the guy. I watched his stuff on NWA, the pre-pandemic NWA, because I love wrestling. But when you take away the microphone, he's okay. When you give him the mic, he's phenomenal. One of the best. When you take away the mic, he's okay.
Because eventually, in wrestling, you have to wrestle. I don't care how often they've done it. Look, if Danhausen wasn't competent in the ring, I'm telling you, people would go, when is this guy going to wrestle? And then when he wrestles, people are going to go, what the hell? Like, how am I? You got to be able to do both.
Look at our truth.
And unfortunately, this is where he's been exposed. And I got to say, Kyle, like, I finally agree. Tino, what do you think? Tino, you watch a ton of LA Knight stuff because you're watch-alongs. What do the people say that when you have your viewers and such, do you guys Is there a big LA Knight contingent, or did you watch the matches and go, "Oh, I see"?
I mean, I've always liked LA Knight. I think the biggest problem, and I think it's always the problem with a lot of these things, is they just never hit when the iron's hot. If you remember when LA Knight first started with NXT, he was the $1 million champion. He was doing the stuff with Cameron Grimes. They had this like entertaining stuff and the pool and all that stuff. And then he came up to the main roster, and I forgot what Money in the Bank it was, and we all talked about it. And I always remember that was the one he should have won, and he didn't win it. And then it was every year he's gonna win it, he's gonna win it, and we're still talking about it. And it's frustrating, and it's just one of those things with him. He's always put in that situation that he's never gonna be able to be world champion material. And I have people that are very loyal, and there's people that are dedicated to certain superstars, but I mean, there's a few LA Knight fans, not really. There's just like a few. I feel like I'm the biggest LA Knight supporter sometimes because I've been watching him since the NXT days and the Eli Drake and stuff like that, and I want to see him, but it just doesn't look like it's going to get there if it hasn't happened yet. So,
but is it not going to get there because they don't strike when the iron's hot, or when they do strike, it becomes a disappointment? That's what I'm saying. Like you said, you liked him with Cameron in the pool, right? So if he's in the pool, where was he wrestling? So you know what I mean? Like the vignettes are great,
that's true.
The stories are great, and then he gets in between the ropes, and unfortunately, it doesn't match the aura. And when you can't,
the age thing's gonna matter too at this point. I know people say, "Oh, you can wrestle into your 50s," but he is in his mid 40s.
He's not much younger than we are.
The guy, the ball that you've never given the ball to.
I mean, he hasn't even gotten an intercontinental shot. I know he had the U.S. title, but even the U.S. title matches weren't great, right? He won that match against Logan Paul. Logan Paul worked his ass off in that match.
That was a really good match, though.
Then I give it to Logan Paul. Have you ever seen LA Knight carry a match? He's going to wrestle Jey Uso, who's going to be exposed more in that match.
I was going to say that what GBH brought up that comment earlier. They're kind of like the same wrestler.
Uso, don't get me started on that.
So you're with me on that one, Tino?
I've been talking about this since last year. Yeet needs to die, and there's no reason Jey Uso should have won that match on Friday.
Yep.
Or Monday. Or whatever. I forgot. Was that Friday? I don't even remember.
Friday, yeah.
Was that 2 days ago?
Yep, 2 days
ago.
It was Monday. We watch a lot of wrestling over here, obviously.
I don't even know what day it is. I've been drunk for a day and a half. I have no idea what day it is.
Let's go, Knicks, baby!
Wake up Thursday.
Jay, you deserve it, my friend.
Yes, you do.
Ahead. Just like my Cubs fan friend, 2016. I was like, I'm like, congratulations. I'm like, I hate you all. Congratulations. You know.
But like we talk about. Go for it. We're all big CVV guys here. Like we love the Insight. Like that Insight's fantastic. By the way, shout out Heidenreich getting some recognition again. That got him some work. Good for him. No, like he legit he went viral from that picture, and now he's getting loaded up on appearances and stuff because of
Heidenreich.
Yeah.
Heck yeah, Heidenreich is coming back. Who
but
can forget about
he can't wrestle,
Heidenreich?
but he's going to start doing conventions and meetings.
There you go. But so LA Knight,
crazy.
LA Knight can be LA Knight forever. He could do the circuit.
LA
he can
Knight recently just did an interview for Insight, and if you watch it, he didn't do himself some favors.
No, he did not.
He kind of just shat on the fucking company and was just like,
he's done, dude. They are not going to pull the trigger on a guy that speaks like that on the company.
Yeah. Great interview. Chris can interview anybody.
Yes.
But he basically, I'm looking at this one. Do you remember when Stone Cold interviewed Moxley?
I don't.
And he didn't do himself any favors there.
Broken Skull.
Yeah.
Yeah, but this is the same. LA Knight is just like, yeah, it's whatever. Like, I didn't like it. It's and they were like, so when you do your hand thing, he's like, I'll tell you later. It's a
that's
like it was just like
so weird.
I mean,
but
people not realize that he's
you gotta go.
Something in like 5 minutes. So
happy birthday, Mike!
Mike, happy birthday!
Everybody wish Mike a happy birthday in the comments.
Happy birthday, Mikey!
I'll catch you guys on the replay.
We'll see you, Mike. Thanks for coming.
On the flip side.
Flippity flop.
Now
I see. Now I'm stuck with the night shift.
Welcome to the night, Tino. Welcome,
Tino. Here we go. I'm putting this next one in your hands because this also is one that we have been bringing up weekly now since the King of the Ring tournament starts. So, Tino, my friend, the floor is yours.
Okay, so as much as we love ourselves some Sol Ruca, Intercontinental Champion, as much the Liv Morgan stands and Liv Morgan fans and everything up like that, I feel like there is no reason, and I'm sure there is in the men I can't think of. I'm sure Trick or somebody else or Penta was in it. But there is no reason for champions to be in the tournaments, especially for when we're having a championship match at SummerSlam. And it's lining up like we're going to see Liv Morgan and Raquel Rodriguez unless some shenanigans happens. And so what we're going to get, and I was talking about it last night because I actually simulated the rest of the King and Queen of the Ring on 2K. I was like, so we're getting Liv and Rhea at SummerSlam, and now we're unifying the titles. And now Charlotte was coming out talking about how the Divas title wasn't the worst. Are we getting a new design? I don't know. But I just feel like there's no reason to have the champions be in these tournaments when they're going after other champions, when there should be other people that we could be having in the tournaments and having as when we're calling up. And as much as I'm loving seeing Melo and Ricky in the U.S. title, I'm sure there's other people that could be used in the Queen and King of the Rings to be like, where's Ivy Nile at? Just somebody else.
Lyra Valkyria, was she in it?
Yeah, she was.
She was.
one.
Yeah.
Okay.
You're right,
but-
Tino. The problem is they have to defend that title, and any smart wrestling fan would watch this and go,
And
they're going to lose the belt in a pre-tournament, in a tournament match, in a preliminary match. It can't work.
well, and again, the biggest thing for me, it's like, why can't Soul and Penta and Liv be doing other things? And apparently they're holding Liv off because of Stephanie. Like, why can't Liv go do a side mission or a side
Exactly.
quest like we're in GTA? Like, what are we doing here? Why can't Liv and Dom go and fight somebody and do something where it just like these titles for so long are just being used as props now to have the biggest stars so Liv can go and do all these promotions and this and that. What happened in I don't know if you remember, Kyle. I know Jay Gold remembers. Remember when it was like 30 days and the guys you have to release it and
Right. You
Yeah.
have to
titles,
defend it
and they
every
would-
30 days.
They would come out and they would literally leave it in the middle of the ring. I remember as a kid, there was a
Yep.
couple times I think Cena had to do it or something, or somebody like Edge or whatever. And I was just like, this sucks. And it's just one of those things for me. I just feel like that we see a lot of titles just used as props now, and it irritates me, especially in these tournaments. So
Did the Liv Morgan one doesn't make that is befuddling to me that Liv Morgan is even in this tournament because, like you
well, and
said,
that's fine if she would have been eliminated, but she won. Like, why did
that's what I
Chelsea?
don't get.
Was that I forgot if Chelsea was in that? I won. Or
Chelsea
I forgot
was
who
in that one because me and I think Jay Gold wanted Chelsea to win that matchup, or I might have talked about it on OTM. But regardless, those are the names you should be pushing: the Chelsea Greens, the Kiana Jameses, the Julias, the Lyra Valkyrias, the Ivy Niles. Showcase your new women. Because eventually you're not going to have the Becky Lynches, the Nia Jaxes, the Jade Cargos, the Rhea Ripleys, the Alexa Blisses. Stop relying on what got you to the dance and start focusing on what's going to propel you to the next level.
JC Jane should have won the entire Queen of the Ring. They should
Well,
have
I
had
said
her
Julia. I said
run
Julia.
roughshod. My problem with Julia, Julia can't dig herself out of the hole right now.
think
That's
that
the problem.
Julia and
She's getting there
Kiana
now.
James Could be
Yeah.
a good thing for SummerSlam. Like, 'cause
I
it's
agree.
2 nights. You need to have a match like that, and that's the thing
You do.
too. And now, I mean, I know you guys know. I don't know if you guys saw, but on Tuesday, apparently Tatum was saying goodbye to the NXT crowd. So
We
I
called
don't know
that.
if she
So
could
did
be
Eric
getting called
Douglas.
up for a
Mhm.
part of something, or I don't know. But it's just one of those things that I just feel like with the people.
Listen, I don't, and we, and this is a huge problem. Like when we said this week, actually on
Yeah,
Transatlantic
tomorrow's
Pop
episode.
tomorrow with me and Sam, Elder Sam, we talk about that too. 0 people get over in this tournament. 0. There is not one person who is new who's going to get over or get a rub from this tournament. There is not one person who has gotten a rub from any WWE tournament in the last 15, 20 years. And the problem is, and this is full blame on the writers. They have terrible writers like the last several years. They are uninspired. They are uncreative. They are just
Rinse,
some of
repeat.
some of the
They
stuff
need
they
to
write
go
is
through
is
like a
complete
rebuild,
dog
like a
shit.
sports team, like
Yeah.
clean house,
Clean
rid of
house.
the
Get in
GM,
some
the
wrestling
managers.
writers. Yeah, get some wrestling writers. Get some. I mean,
Get
you know what?
fans.
It'll never
They
happen.
used to have
Fans.
Kaz. Kaz is a huge journalist. He has a podcast, the Ringer Wrestling Show, one of the biggest podcasts out there. Have him write because he's got his finger on the pulse. People like us, the marks, we know what people are enjoying. And sure, the social media is the vocal minority, but I feel like us fans that are tuning in every single week could probably I'm not saying most fans, some fans could step into the chair and probably create something different than what we are seeing right now.
Yep,
They used to give it to the fans, and then they stopped that.
I think Raquel actually was very. By the way, who's
Kine?
writing
Hey,
tonight?
Kine.
Kine, who's writing from the Ope 3-way tonight? Do we
I
know
think
who
it's
it is?
Brandon. Brandon said he was going to watch us while he's studying.
Brandon,
So shout out
listen,
to Brandon.
I couldn't agree more. Raquel was
What'd he
pretty
say?
good in
Oh.
NXT before she came up to the main roster to change her last name for no reason. Like that.
Well, she's wrestled some good matches though.
Yes.
she's had some good showings.
Like
Yes.
she's the one that should win this in reality, is to have
With the
her
story.
go up against Rhea. Because let's run Rhea and Raquel. You guys talking about NXT? Who remember? I talk about
Yeah.
all the time. The first NXT show, or second, I think, New Year's Evil. Her and Rhea went at it in
They had a
that,
great
like,
match.
street
That was a
fight.
great
They
match.
went through the door and all of that.
Yep.
Let's do that. There you go. I crowned the winner Queen of the Ring. You heard it here.
Kind, I got that going too. I got the World Cup. I got this, and I have the UFC going on right now. All that
Okay.
stuff's happening.
I can't watch the UFC because it's on Paramount Plus. I don't give a fuck about soccer, and I got no screens running.
You poor bastard.
Just the
And
Dusty
we're
finish.
celebrating the Knicks in this house.
Even
God
though
damn it.
he spelled it wrong in the comment section.
That's all right. So did my nephew, and he's a Knicks fan. He spelled it like that
it's
too.
not the person, Nick.
Right. It's not the New York Knicks like a Nicholas. They're knickerbockers. They're pants. They're fancy men.
Oh, that's what knickerbockers are.
A knickerbocker,
Oh, okay.
yeah.
I didn't know
Yeah.
that they were pants. Okay.
They are
I mean,
pants.
I knew that's what it came from.
Correct. But
Kyle,
listen,
when was the last time your like favorite sports team won a
Indiana football.
IU. What do you mean IU?
No,
Are
I mean
you
like major sports.
Oh, like
That's
pro?
major.
No,
Yeah.
pro. He's talking pro.
Like, was it the Packers?
Cardinals.
Blackhawks.
Cardinals
Oh,
weren't
so you're a
first?
Blackhawks fan. Oh, okay.
Wait,
So-
Cardinals weren't the most recent? Didn't they win a World
Cardinals
Series
were
like 10 years ago?
2011.
Oh,
2011.
that's wow.
That's a long
Okay.
time ago. It was the
Uh-huh.
same year that the Packers won the Super Bowl. So I got both of my sports teams winning a championship in the same year.
Man,
I'm never gonna have a better year than 2011, guys.
Nope. Never
And
again.
I've
Nope.
talked about that. If that ever happened to me, I don't know. I
was a
that year in
riot.
the books. I
Yeah.
just stay in that year. Screw it.
I was in high school, Tino. Could you imagine
Oh,
me
God.
as a junior in high school
Amazing.
just bragging to all these Chicago
It would-
fans that
I
the
would wanna
Cardinals
go
and
to
the
school
Packers were
every day.
champions? Yeah,
Dude, I was
wore
I
my
was
merch
a,
every day.
I was a senior in high school when the Rangers won the Stanley Cup in '94. Oh, I was 16, so I was a junior also, and that
Holy
was a
shit.
huge, that was a big deal.
Well,
So
I was never-
See, Brandon knows what I'm talking about. Hell yeah, brother. It was a time. I knew he was a Packers fan. We got Wisconsinites,
you.
baby. Who the
uh-huh.
fuck are the Blackhawks? They had the
Shut
best
up, Kyle.
dynasty in the 2010s.
Who the-
They had the
Hockey,
best
kind
sports
ho-
dynasty.
kind hockey.
Like-
Yep.
Hockey.
Like we were talking about like wrestling, like those games, man. I don't know, like those.
Oh, the Blackhawks
overtime
runs, yeah, those
games,
teams,
playoff
there's-
games were something. Like I
They were
still
different,
get chills
for
watching
sure.
those that I'll never get again.
Joe, Taze and Kane were
And
two of the
I'm not even
hottest,
a big
two of the
Blackhawks
best
fan.
players I've ever seen in
Yeah,
my life.
we had Duncan Keith as our defenseman, Corey Crawford in goal, and Niemi in goal for that.
Wait,
one
didn't you
run.
have a rookie and Artemi Panarin on that team that won the
Panarin?
cup?
Yep. Panarin, yep, the bread man.
The
They
bread
We had
man
him
just-
came to
stacked.
New
Those
York.
were the days. And now the Blackhawks can't win a fucking game.
But
They
you
are
did
under
get that
500
kid.
every year.
You
I
did
know.
get that kid, so it's
we
coming.
did get Bedard. It's coming.
Yeah, it's coming. But I will say, Tino, I was glad you brought that up, and I'm glad that we have on the
Soccer
network.
doesn't count.
We do well. Spurs won the Euro Cup last year. Won the
Soccer doesn't
Euro.
count in my
So,
brain. Sorry.
but I will say, Tino, I'm glad you brought that up, and I'm glad we have continuity across all the shows on the network. We have an idea of what the last few weeks should be
Eric.
highlighting in wrestling. Is that this ridiculous tournament? Hey, Eric, your girl Tatum is probably going up to the main roster. So it's been a ridiculous tournament. I hate the fact that it has to culminate and someone has to wrestle at SummerSlam. I think that's dumb because it just there's
I disagree.
Stone
Why is
Cold
that dumb?
because Stone Cold became Stone Cold because of it and wandered around and he didn't need a title match to make
Nobody's
himself
going to
over.
replicate what Stone Cold did.
You have to find a way to get somebody over. That's
There's
what we
nobody in
that's what
that
we're
company.
saying.
I like
that
the
could
fact the SummerSlam thing because at least it gives a point to the tournament.
Right.
But the problem is it just like what are because are the finals at Night of Champions? Is that what
Yes, I believe.
Is
so,
that in
yes.
is that in Abu Dhabi or something?
Abu Dhabi.
Yes, it is. It's the 27th. I won't even be watching. I'll be at a White Sox game, Tino.
Hey, see you get
Yep.
you see good baseball.
I get
I'm
to
gonna
go
be
experience
getting-
them. Yeah.
I'm gonna be getting so drunk that night because my daughter's going away for the summer and all the parents go out together and it is absolutely out. We get
no kids. Whoa.
dude. The first time we did this, my friend and I drank a bottle of Lalo tequila, a bottle
Oh,
in
I
a
know
bar.
what that is.
Our bill was
you're
like
gonna have to drink El
$600.
Magico now. Can you drink El Magico for me now?
Sure.
Okay.
Oh my God, Kyle!
Astro
This
Magic.
Kyle, you will love this. By the way, I got to come off topic real quick for you, Kyle.
Okay,
This
no,
is
that's
for
fine.
you.
Hey, this is my
We
network.
went
You
to
can do what
this
you want.
place. We go to this liquor warehouse this yesterday, and we're going around buying booze for the house because we have a big party for my daughter for her graduation. So every place there's a setup, and I tried Beluga vodka. I tried this tequila that was organic that I was loving. My daughter's going, "What is going on in here?" She's like, "This is like a Disneyland for adults." I go,
Oh yeah.
I go, Harper, I go, "You know Kyle?" She goes, "Yeah." I go, "This is what he does. He comes in, he sets up shop, and he sells, and he gives people samples. He does his thing. I go, this is Kyle's job."
I had a tasting Friday night at a liquor store over here down the road, and I had people coming up to me. They're like, "Is this your product?" And I never know how to word it because it's technically not my product. I just sell the product, but I go, "No, yeah, it's my brand."
Yeah.
I started it, and I was like, "Yeah, we've been around for 100 days, and yada yada yada." I gave him the whole spiel. He's like, "Good luck, man." And they took pictures, but you sometimes got to fluff it up and bullshit people, guys. I'm one of the best bullshitters around. That's why I'm a salesman.
Go.
Kind, I do live in New York. And I know he's asking. I do. I live in
Concrete
New York.
jungles
in the
where
city.
dreams are made of.
That's right. That's where I
That's what
work.
they say.
And I'm going to the parade on Thursday. So
I was gonna say how tame the celebration was surprising.
are you kidding?
I thought-
They lit school buses on fire in
I
Times Square
expected
and rolled
more.
it down the street.
What the fuck?
I expected more.
Dude, there was plenty. I'll send you videos. I've seen them all. It's out of control. It was
They were
out of
rioting.
control.
Respect.
Yeah,
I
it's
mean-
New York.
Dude, I ran in the street. Oh, so this one's good too. I went to my friend lives down the street from this bar. We didn't go there. We watched at his house. Tino, we go to this bar and there's this dude. He's hammered. The game's over. We're watching the Knicks accept the trophy. He comes over to us. And he goes, "Hey," he goes, "I am so glad the Knicks won." We're like, "Why?" He goes, "My wife would have kicked me out of the house." I go, "Why?" He goes, "I bet the entire mortgage on the Knicks."
Oh boy.
He was like, "If they lost this game, I was going to be thrown out." He goes, "I won $75,000 tonight."
Hey, good for him.
Whoa!
Love to see
What
it.
is this about? What did I tell
Eric,
him? What did
the
I
hell,
say?
Eric?
I didn't say anything rude. Fuck you, Eric. You wanna
Eric.
fight? Why are you coming at me? What did I do?
No, not during a good time. During the Knicks, this was bound to happen during the Knicks because
yeah.
New
it's
York's
53
trash,
years.
Brandon. That's why they're trash.
You're trash.
Your
I-
whole
Trash,
fucking
Brandon.
East Coast is trash.
Blah, blah, blah.
I was there for a weekend and I wanted to leave immediately.
You weren't in New York. You were in New Jersey, and the worst part of it.
Yeah, it was bad. Passaic. Ooh.
Awful. You were in the you picked a bad spot, and we saw a terrible GCW show. But yeah, but you
Oh.
said he couldn't sell you shit,
Oh, I could sell you anything. I sell you on my podcast every week when you tune in, bud.
sucker. You're here tonight.
Got him. Got him. I will leave. I will drop the mic. I will leave.
And then there were two.
No, I'll be here. Don't worry.
New Jersey sucks, Con. You're right. That's
So
where
I get to close us out?
yes.
Give
So
the
Kyle,
Knicks-
I wanted you,
The chance, because the Jets will never be anything.
Tino. I'm telling you this.
He's right.
This is going to start a run for New York.
Oh,
it doesn't
my
have to
God.
be the Jets. It could be the Giants. It could be the Yankees. But we
Oh,
are
it could be
Could be the
having
Yankees. Could be the
we are
Yankees.
having a
Jets
run,
make the
Tino. A
playoffs.
renaissance.
Oh no. If Danhausen becomes a Jets fan in this
Dude, they're inviting him to the parade on Thursday. He's gonna be there. He's gonna be at the parade. I love you, Kind. He's
Yeah,
gonna
and
be
I-
there.
Hey.
then WWE's going to Madison Square Garden, so then they're gonna sell all this merchandise, and it's gonna be the biggest WWE New York show ever because they're
Brunson
all the
Housen,
big
baby.
stars.
Hey, Kind,
Yeah.
if it wasn't for me, you wouldn't be able to watch Jay Gold or Ian.
That's right. It's all because he
Well,
found us. He's
so,
a talent
once
scout.
again, without me, there is nothing.
That's right. He's a
But hey,
talent scout.
let's
Let's
get
go.
into
Lead us
this.
go. Let's go. Get us to the end with the big. Let's go home.
Ooh,
with
let's
Mr.
bring it
OTM.
home and talk about my favorite night of the week, NXT. And NXT has always held a special place in my heart, and we have talked about NXT on this network. We have the night shift, obviously, as you can see behind Jay Gold, every Tuesday night. I have not missed an episode of NXT since day one. We were around for the Hulu days when it was on the network, and I've enjoyed every iteration of NXT. Because to me, NXT has always been the alternative developmental brand in the WWE. Sure, it's under the same umbrella as Monday Night Raw and Friday Night SmackDown, but the show is not orchestrated the same as those shows on Monday nights and Friday nights. Every single episode of NXT is chaotic. Whether it's good chaos or it's bad chaos, they're going to keep you on your toes. And what I've been seeing lately, and this is coming from people that aren't even turning on their television screens on Tuesday nights, is unwarranted NXT hate. They'll see Mason Rook debut, and they'll immediately body shame him. They see all these new WWEID people come on television, and yes, some of them are green, and they call them out on them, and then they say, this is why I don't watch NXT. The reason a lot of us watch NXT, and I know Tino has said this before on past shows, and we've talked about it on the night shift, is because you are going to see these people on the main roster in a couple years. You are seeing them at the very beginning stages, and we got to see all these big names before they were megastars, like the Rhea Ripleys of the world, the Sami Zayns, the Kevin Owens, all these people that came from NXT. You look at the active roster right now in the WWE on the main roster, they have had a run in NXT at some point. Most of them have.
The
It
Shield.
provides value to the WWE. It
The
is the
Wyatts.
easiest watch every single week just because you never know what you're going to get. And they're always going to have great women's professional wrestling. And yes, I'm going to call out a lot of companies here, not by name, but a lot of companies could do a better job at showcasing their women's talent. And nobody does it better than the NXT women's division and Shawn Michaels. All of those women feel important. You could pick and plug any one of those women right now on NXT besides Carmen Petrovich, GBH, and they could be a major player.
Whoa.
Stupid GBH.
I don't understand why people feel the need to voice an opinion or hate on a clip if they're not even going to spend time and tune into the show. So I challenge these wrestling fans, the people that are hating on NXT, that say there isn't any main event stars right now in the developmental brand, to tune in for a month. Just tune in for a month, 4 straight weeks, and let me know what you think. And try to go into it with an open mind. Because if you go into it with a preconceived opinion, you're never going to enjoy it. But NXT consistently is churning out talent. They didn't have the WWEID system at the very beginning of NXT, and it still worked. And now they're bringing in green people. Kalani Jordan is a perfect example of this, and I know Kine is going to love this. She was one of the very first IDs in NXT.
NIL.
NIL, correct. She wasn't great at the beginning, but you could see that she had something. It took some time, sure, but in the matter of 2 or 3 years, Kalani Jordan is now one of the major players in NXT, and she's never had any wrestling experience. They are bringing in people that have never watched wrestling and turning them into superstars. The NXT hate is lazy. You're not even giving it the time of day to watch it. And if you are and you don't like it, fair play to you. I respect you for that. Because once again, like Mike said earlier, we all like different things. But I feel like lately, especially here in 2026, the NXT hate as a whole, Jay Gold, has just been lazy and unwarranted.
And you know what? This comes from guys, and the names Kyle rattled off. I would say 3/4 of the roster, the main roster, have gone through NXT, at least have gone through it. And you can see Roman Reigns, Roman Reigns was NXT before NXT at FCW, and then NXT before NXT was cool, when he was writing his initials in the middle of the ring after he finished something
right?
off. Leiki. And then,
Leaky, yeah.
and then the Shield, who you love so much, the Shield, NXT. The Wyatt family, who you love so much, NXT. You know, your Finn Balor, who you love so much, NXT. Yes, he was in Japan.
I think though too, everybody besides like Randy Orton is Rey Mysterio and stuff. Oh, sorry,
Randy Orton, FCW, Tino.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Like
And
everybody
OVW.
else is from NXT now. From like you
Yep.
said, this even going all the way back to the game show with like Naomi and stuff like that. Like I can't remember who was on season 1. I think wasn't that Daniel Bryan and Wade Barrett and stuff like that. So
Yeah.
I mean,
The
that's
entire
Nexus.
women's division is from NXT.
All of
The
them.
entire women's division.
Dusty
I can't-
Rhodes built the stars that are on the TV right now, built them as much as
Yep.
people want to say something else. William Regal, Dusty Rhodes, Triple H, they built the stars you
Norman
see.
Smiley, or whatever his name is. He
Norman
was there too.
Smiley, that's
Yeah.
right. Sarah Del Rey, Bill DeMott, who is not there. I don't even know
Yeah.
if he's there anymore.
For
But these
good
guys,
reasons, he's not
look,
there.
but these guys built what you see. And if you ask the people who are, and Black and Gold, yes, spoiled a lot of people. You're right. Yes. But you know what? It was still NXT. And they brought people in and gave them airtime. Adam Cole would have never gotten airtime on WWE TV without NXT first. Let's be
Yeah.
honest.
And like kind of saying, you could go down the entire list on the women's roster. They touched NXT at some point. And you're
Tommaso
telling me
Ciampa.
you're just not going to watch NXT because these are new talents and you don't know anything about them? Take the time and learn about them. Because you're going to be cheering for these people in a couple of years. So these same people that you are crapping on in 2026, you're going to be cheering for, you're going to be buying merch for in a couple of years.
the Usos, the Hart Dynasty. These guys were all NXT. You don't want to admit it, but they were all built through the machine. And I know everybody hates the machine, the Fed.
People hate on it so much. It's so
built
annoying.
through NXT, built first through NXT, and it works. It definitely works. It's not their fault when they get to the main roster, like in Adam Rose, where it didn't work. It's not their fault. It's up to the management to give them good stories. And if you get to the main roster, we've said it, the writers are uncreative, uninspired, and if you can't get over, that's their fault too on the main roster. That's their fault if you don't get over. Chad Gable, NXT. Chad Gable had some of the best matches as American Alpha ever on NXT tag matches.
Yep.
Chad Gable. Like, you all have to step back and say, what did I even El Grande Americano and his friend Marcel Barthel. NXT UK, before people even gave them a vision, they were there. Pete Dunne, the Bruiserweight. I know the indie dorks are going to say, I knew him before, blah, blah, but you wouldn't have known him mainstream without NXT UK or NXT. Let's just be honest.
NXT is the lifeblood of WWE, and that's why the hate is lazy. It works. People just love hating on WWE, Tino, is what I think.
Yeah. I mean, I think that's the biggest problem. NXT is the pipeline of, like, I always use the term in sport of, like, baseball or football, like when teams have a major league, minor league system. And what NXT does, they're like the Dodgers and the Yankees. They just keep bringing up people and bringing guys through and girls through the system that come up and become stars. And I talk about it all the time. I still remember watching the Tiffany promos, the Lyra promos, like them. Their first ever ones, Daddy's Girl and Lyra when she was like in the woods randomly. Or
with the peacock arm.
Yeah, like so random and so weird. And I always remember, and I was doing the NXT live streams at the time, I was like, I don't know about this person. And here we are 5 years later, 4 years later, and here, you know, and that's the thing. I've talked about it all the time with NXT. At the time with me for NXT, I've always loved it. And I started watching a lot after Sasha and Bayley. My problem when it was on Hulu, I just always forgot. So it was just very difficult. Like I always say with TNA is a lot easier to watch now because it's on TV. Now that NXT's on TV, I don't think I've missed an episode of NXT since. And they've went through their time with NXT 2.0 and everything. But even that, we got the Braun Breakers, the Carmelo Hayes, the Grayson Waller.
I like the Dolph Ziggler title run too.
And that's the thing. How do we all know about these people? And why do we love the Sol Lucas, the LA Knights, the
Obafemi. We're forgetting about Obafemi.
Well,
Trick
what
Williams,
about Gunther? What about the guy that retired? My favorite superstar of all time, Gunther. He was in NXT UK too, and it's just one of those things that if NXT wasn't around, who knows where WWE would be? Because I always say it. I'm like, I'm gonna stop watching after Randy Orton, John Cena retire. I'm done. I don't like these guys. Here I am. Now I want to know how many titles Javon's going to win. Soul's going to win. Oba's
Roxanne Perez. There's so many names, man.
I mean, we could go on. And as you guys said, it's like 85 got to be percent of the roster now.
Probably.
From NXT. And I mean, you hear it from Ray and Randy and guys like that are like just amazed by the way these people move and the way, and you could say what you want about the WWE ID, and yet everybody's not going to work out. Just like every prospect in baseball is not going to work out. I mean, Yohan Moncada was supposed to be the best player for the Red Sox, and he turned out to be the worst guy, and he made a music video that was the best thing he did in his career so far. So
he was a top prospect at one time.
Who would have known Asuka without NXT? Yes, you may have known her in Japan, but who would have known her mainstream?
Because people have had better careers in NXT, and that's why we love them, like the Finn Balor's, the Shinsuke Nakamura's, the Sami Zayn's, and stuff like that. Where I can't refer.
Roughly 70 to 85% of the current main roster had a time in NXT.
I was on point. I didn't even.
And 90% have had a point in developmental. That includes OVW, FCW. 90%. 90.
And that's for the last 12 years, too, because if you think about it, WrestleMania, like, 31 was the kind of the first time we saw Roman, we saw Seth, we saw Ambrose's, we saw all of those, Luke Harper, stuff like that, where I feel like that, and that's crazy to think about.
OVW was their minor leagues before NXT, and when I was a kid, when I was in college, OVW, I was reading about Colt Cabana, I was reading about Brock Lesnar, I was reading about Shelton Benjamin, the Minnesota Stretching Crew, all those guys. Yeah, all those guys were OVW, which became FCW, which became WWE NXT. So let's put this one to bed as a full circle. It's NXT. You got to give. You got to.
Give NXT a chance.
The disrespect is not warranted. It's not
Well,
warranted.
again,
Not
there's
up
a
in
lot
here.
of wrestling on, and there's a lot of things, obviously. But my biggest thing is don't say anything about it if you don't watch it. Because I hear
That's what I
people
was
that are
saying,
like,
man.
well, they're like, oh, well, who's this or who's that? Or I always use my cousin where he's like, I don't know who this person is or that person is, but like now he loves Obafemi. And it's just like, why didn't, like, don't say it and make comments if you don't know where they've done.
And why do you have to know who they are to give them a chance to enjoy it? Why can't you step back and go, I've never heard. I say to Kyle a lot, or Kyle say to me on the indies, I never heard of this guy. And I
Yeah,
go,
that's all
here,
I'm
this
saying.
is where I saw him. Why don't you check it out?
Yeah,
That's
all
the
I do.
best part of wrestling. Where here's full circle to where Mike said, wrestling's always on. It's always streamed. It's always somewhere. You don't know who it is? Go search it. You could find it anywhere. You have a little
Do your
device
due
in your phone.
diligence.
All you got to do is put the name in and see where they came from. And in the old days, it was even harder. It was harder for me to find videos of the Usos when I was a kid, when I was looking for them and being like, how is Rikishi have two twin sons that look exactly alike and are going to be on TV every week? Like,
Is that
I
when
could
there was
not
the dial-up?
believe it.
Yeah, honestly, I don't think wrestling fans know how good we got it.
No, they're
Everybody
fucking
just
morons.
bitches and is negative, but you look at the grand scheme of things, there is a lot of good wrestling going on right now.
Tons.
A lot. I love AEW right now. Like AEW is doing some good things besides the women's division. I have my complaints with their women's division.
Can I just tell you as another topic here though, I don't think Forbidden Door looks that good, but that's just me.
I've never been a huge Forbidden Door guy, but that's just because I don't know much about New Japan.
And you can't get people over when companies don't want their guys to lose. How about that?
That's
You
true.
can't do
Yeah,
it.
that the concept just really doesn't work in my opinion.
The concept sounds great and it doesn't work.
The matches will be great because they're always great. AEW knows how to put on good matches. I've been to a Forbidden Door. I was at the United Center and I saw Forbidden Door. It was
Yep.
great. But
Yep.
it's hard to emotionally care about the matches. And that's where you kind of lose me at times. But
Well,
we
that's
don't
where
need
it
to go off on a
becomes
tangent.
that's where it becomes the super indie where we talk about super indies is that, you know, just these dream matches, it doesn't matter who wins or loses, so how do you ever get invested? So that's a, you know, that's a thing. But
Right.
listen, as we are full circle, we are at time, and we are coming to the end of the finish of the week. So we respect everybody. Let's do some plugs. I want to say tomorrow night, speaking of indies, I will be at the AIW documentary Slow Burn Shoot at the Nighthawk Cinema in Brooklyn for the final showing in New York of Slow Burn Shoot. So the names that are going to be doing a Q&A are Joey Janela and Hot Sauce Tracy Williams. So if anybody's in the New York area, you want to come celebrate the Knicks with me and Mike and Main Event Harper, we're going to be there. We're going to be supporting AIW. We're going to be supporting wrestling in general. Come on out and see that. And I don't know what we're doing with IW Guide this week because I won't be there tomorrow. So we'll see.
Fair enough. We'll let Tino get his plugs in. and
Tino,
I'll
give
wrap
your
us up.
plugs, baby.
Well, I mean, you know where to go. Tino's Time all the time. We're always live every day, all the time it seems. You're looking for me. GBH won't let me out of the warehouse. But no, I appreciate you guys letting me come and hang out all the time. And if you ever need me, we'll be live tomorrow for Monday Night Raw and all week for all the shows. And we continue the road to 5,000 subscribers. And I've been telling people as soon as we hit 5,000, I'll be giving away a $50 gift card to WWE Shop. And
Fuck yeah, Tino.
so make sure you go and subscribe, join the channel, and you know where
Get
to
Tino
find
to
us.
5K, people.
And make sure you, I didn't even do this on purpose, but I guess go get some OTM merch too.
That's my man right there. It's down on the ticker, the On the Mark Wrestling Podcast.com, where you could also get this crew neck. Jay Gold's got this crew neck as well.
Hey.
So head on over and get your merch. That was a great plug right there. And while you're here, Tino's on the road to 5K. We're still on the road to 400 over here, but we're at 365, which we greatly appreciate. So I want to thank the 365 that have taken the time to watch our content because we all put in a lot of effort. We don't make any money by doing this. We do it because we love it. We love professional wrestling. We love each other. We're a family over here at the Main Event Wrestling Network. And we consider every single one of you watching, commenting, interacting a part of that family as well. And we want this family to grow and get bigger so more people can see that this is how wrestling should be discussed. There is a right way to do it, and there is a wrong way. I'm not going to call out names, but a lot of you are doing it the wrong way. But I'm glad to say that we have one of the best group of content creators here at the Main Event Wrestling Network, nearly daily uploads on our YouTube channel, blogs, shorts, we got it all. We're doing food reviews. We keep evolving over here. We got different kinds of shows that are joining the network, like the Ope 3-Way, who's going to be on our mixer, a 4-way mixer in 2 weeks. We are doing
Fatal four-way.
4 Fatal 4-Way mixers. That's insane. 4 live streams the 27th and 28th weekend. We hope you follow us, and you're along for the ride.
By the way, Kine and Bryn, I'm when I leave here, I will smoke it. I am. This is my victory cigar. I got to go outside. I can't do it in
Light
the
it
house.
up. Oh, I'll be lighting it up after this. Don't worry.
My wife will murder me if I light a cigar up in the basement. But I will. I'll
Jay
tell you
Gold
this.
will be sleeping outside.
Well, I'll tell you this. We are also the only network that does interactive programming like this with our community, able to comment and come on anytime you want, by the way. You can come on anytime. So all you have to do is ask us. We will throw you up here, act professional, be funny.
You got to have experience. We got to put that out there. You got to have experience. Yeah.
Not anyone.
We don't get newbies on here. I'm sorry. You got to have some kind of performance experience. Kine, you're one of those people. You're good. We trust Kine.
We let Stan on. I don't know how he keeps getting on. He has
Yeah.
nothing.
He
He
needs to
just
lose our
breaks in.
number.
What do you mean? Should I stop leaving the door open?
I was
Right.
gonna say,
Well,
you're
you're
the
the
one
one who
leaving
leaves
the
it
door.
open. Yeah. Jesus
Classic
Christ.
Tino.
That's your fault.
Can't confirm. Been on there myself. Yeah, Kine is a part of the family over here. At the
Yes, he
network,
is.
for sure.
He
And
certainly is.
confirmed, been there.
He has come on. He has helped us with content. Whoever wants to join us, come on one of these nights. Let's rock and roll. So anyway,
If you enjoyed the Dusty Finish, we got plenty of other Dusty Finishes available on this YouTube channel. Go check out the rest. There's going to pop up right here on the screen because we're about to end the stream. Hit that subscribe button, and we'll see you next time, folks. Peace.
What up, though? You already know what it is. Best in the world, aka The Problem. Isaiah Bronin. And you watching the Main Event Wrestling Network.